If your research process still looks like this, 40 browser tabs open, 3 different AI tools, a folder full of PDFs, a spreadsheet that's barely holding together, and hours spent trying to organize everything into something usable, you're making your life much harder than it needs to be. Whether you're a researcher, consultant, analyst, investor, lawyer, student, or just someone who regularly works with large amounts of information, you've probably wished there was one tool that could handle the entire workflow for you. And I'm not talking about getting a simple AI summary. I'm talking about reading hundreds of real sources, extracting useful information, building reports, generating financial models, creating presentation slides, organizing spreadsheets, and putting everything into one finished package. Today, I'm testing Kimi Agent Swarm to see if it can actually replace what would normally take an entire research team days to complete. By the way, I've included the exact prompt I'm using today along with the Kimi link in the description below. So if you want to follow along or run this same workflow yourself, everything is already there. Most AI assistants work like talking to one very smart employee. You ask a question, it thinks, it responds, then you move on to the next task. Kimi Agent Swarm works completely differently. Instead of relying on a single AI assistant, it can launch up to 300 specialized AI agents that all work on different parts of your project simultaneously. The easiest way to think about it is like running your own 300-person startup, except instead of hiring researchers, analysts, writers, designers, and data specialists, it's just you and your AI team, while one agent researches companies, another analyzes financial reports, another builds spreadsheets, another creates charts, another writes summaries, another prepares presentation slides. Everyone is working at the same time toward the same goal. That's exactly what I wanted to test inside Kimi. I simply open Agent Swarm and describe what I want. For this example, I'm asking it to analyze the electric vehicle market. I want a complete industry report, supporting datasets, charts, competitive analysis, and a professional presentation summarizing everything. Normally, this would take me hours, maybe even days. Instead, I submit a single prompt and watch the swarm begin working. Almost immediately, dozens of agents appear. Some start collecting market reports, others analyze public financial information, some organize datasets, others begin creating charts and summaries. Instead of waiting for one AI to finish before moving to the next task, everything happens in parallel. This is honestly the most impressive part. You aren't just staring at a loading screen, you can actually watch the swarm divide the project into separate tasks. One group researches industry trends, another compares competitors, another extracts important statistics, another organizes citations, another builds charts. Another prepares presentation slides. As the project progresses, you can literally watch hundreds of smaller tasks being completed simultaneously, and when everything finishes, the output isn't just one long chat response. You receive a complete research package, a professionally formatted report, PowerPoint slides, Excel spreadsheets, visual charts, supporting references, everything is already organized. It genuinely feels less like chatting with an AI and more like managing an entire research department. Now let's try something that's even more practical. Imagine you're researching NVIDIA before making an investment presentation. Instead of reading years of annual reports yourself, I ask Kimi Agent Swarm to analyze several years of financial reports, identify revenue trends, summarize business risks, compare competitors, and generate executive presentation slides. Again, the swarm immediately divides the work. Some agents read financial reports, others extract revenue data, others compare business segments, others create charts, others prepare presentation slides. By the time everything finishes, I already have a polished research package that's ready to review instead of hundreds of disconnected notes scattered across different tools. That's where Agent Swarm feels fundamentally different from traditional AI assistants. It isn't simply answering questions, it's completing projects. Another feature I wanted to test is how much information Kimi can actually process. You can upload up to 50 files, including PDFs, Word documents, PowerPoint presentations, images, and spreadsheets. That's incredibly useful if you're working with research papers, financial statements, legal documents, or large collections of information. Instead of constantly splitting documents into smaller pieces because an AI runs out of context, Kimi is designed to handle much larger projects from beginning to end. That makes complex research workflows much more practical. Although research is one of its biggest strengths, that's only part of what Agent Swarm can do. It can build presentations, generate reports, create spreadsheets, translate large documents, organize datasets, generate websites, and exports everything into multiple formats, including Word documents, PDFs, PowerPoint presentations, Excel files, and images. Instead of moving between 5 or 6 different AI tools, the entire workflow stays inside one project. For researchers, consultants, analysts, students, investors, and business professionals, that can save an enormous amount of time. After spending time with Kimi Agent Swarm, I think the biggest difference isn't simply that it's fast, it's that it finishes entire workflows. Instead of helping with one small task, it completes research, analysis, reports, presentations, charts, spreadsheets, and supporting documents together as one organized project. If your work regularly involves researching companies, preparing presentations, analyzing markets, writing reports, or working with large collections of documents, this is definitely worth exploring. The best part, Kimi is currently free to use. Even its paid plans are more affordable than most alternatives. If you'd like to try it yourself, I've left the exact prompt I used today along with the Kimi link in the description and pinned comment below. Run the same workflow yourself and see how much time it saves. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.